Have you ever finished drilling a hole and noticed the drill bit was too hot to touch? Maybe it started squealing, smoking, or the tip turned blue. By that time, the damage may already be done. The good news is, a drill bit usually gives you plenty of warning before that happens. Today, I want to show you how to recognize those warning signs and how to prevent burning up your drill bits in the first place. The first question people usually ask is, how fast should my drill bit spin? That's an important question, but it isn't the whole answer. Every drill size and every material wants a different speed. That's why drill presses usually have a speed chart under the belt cover. You look at the chart, move the belts, and you're in the right speed range. A hand drill doesn't give you that advantage. That's why I've put together a simple drill speed guide you can download. Link in the comments. Think of the guide as a starting point. It'll get you close, but after that, it's up to you to pay attention to what the drill is telling you. One thing I talk about often and Shop Proven is controlling the variables. Drilling is a perfect example. You control the drill speed. You control the feed pressure, how hard you push the drill. You decide whether the drill bit is sharp enough to use. You decide whether to clamp the work, whether to use lubricant, and whether it's time to clear the chips. Good drilling comes from controlling those variables instead of simply pulling the trigger and hoping for the best. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is spinning the drill too fast while barely pushing on it. That sounds safer, but it usually isn't. Instead of cutting, the drill starts rubbing. Rubbing creates heat. Heat dulls the cutting edge. A dull cutting edge creates even more heat. Before long, the drill bit is squealing, smoking, or turning blue. That's a problem you can prevent. That doesn't mean you should lean on the drill either. The goal isn't maximum pressure. The goal is steady pressure. Give the drill enough force to keep it cutting continuously, but not so much that you're forcing it through the material. A drill should feel like it's working. It shouldn't feel like it's struggling. And it shouldn't feel like it's skating across the surface. After you've drilled enough holes, you stop thinking only about speed. You start paying attention to the drilling process itself. I watch what comes out of the hole. I listen to the sound of the drill. I feel the resistance through the drill handle. Those three things tell me whether the drill bit is happy or whether something needs to change. When drilling steel, the chips tell you a lot. If nice chips are coming out of the hole, the drill is probably cutting the way it should. If the chips suddenly stop coming out, stop drilling. Back the bit out, clear the flutes, add a little lubricant if you're using it, and continue. If you keep pushing after the chips stop, the heat builds quickly, and that's when drill bits get into trouble. Not every material behaves the same way. Stainless steel often produces long, continuous chips. Those can be perfectly normal, but they're also extremely sharp. They can wrap around the drill bit or chuck, so an occasional peck helps break them into shorter pieces. Cast iron usually produces small chips or powder. Drywall doesn't produce chips at all. It produces dust. That's normal. The point isn't to memorize every chip shape. The point is to understand that different materials give different feedback, and you need to recognize what normal looks like for the material you're drilling. Feed pressure changes with the material too. Drilling through drywall requires much less pressure than drilling through steel. Use only enough pressure to keep the bit cutting cleanly without blowing out the backside of the panel. Steel usually requires firmer pressure, but it should still be smooth and controlled. Let the material tell you how much pressure it needs, instead of using the same force on everything. Lubrication is another variable you can control. In my shop, when I'm drilling steel, I'll often use a little automatic transmission fluid applied with an acid brush. You don't need an expensive coolant system in a home shop. A small amount of lubricant reduces friction, carries away some heat, and helps extend the life of the drill bit. If the chips stop flowing, I may give the hole a quick shot of air to clear the flutes before continuing. One place where people often damage both the hole and the drill bit is at breakthrough. As the drill starts to come out the backside of the work, don't push harder trying to finish quickly. Ease up. Let the drill finish the hole under control. You'll get a cleaner exit, put less stress on the drill bit, and reduce the chance of the drill grabbing as it breaks through. A drill press makes some of this easier because the machine helps control several of the variables. The speed is set before you begin. The spindle stays aligned. Feed pressure is easier to keep consistent. With a hand drill, you're doing all of that yourself. That's why observation becomes even more important. You are the speed control. You are the feed control. You decide when to stop, when to clear chips, and when something doesn't sound or feel right. One last thought before you drill into a wall. A drill bit is made of steel, and steel conducts electricity. Before drilling into walls, ceilings, or floors, think about what's behind the surface. Wires, plumbing, and other utilities don't care how good your drilling technique is. Knowing what's behind the material is just as important as knowing how to drill through it safely. The drill speed chart will get you started, but it won't drill the hole for you. Good drilling comes from controlling the variables and paying attention to the feedback the material gives you. Watch what comes out of the hole. Listen to the sound of the drill. Feel what it's doing through the handle. If something changes, stop and figure out why before you keep drilling. That's how you prevent burned drill bits, make cleaner holes, and get more life out of every drill you own. That's shop proven.
The goal isn't to just drill a hole. It's to drill it cleanly, safely, and without damaging the tool or the part. Every hole teaches you something if you pay attention. Watch what comes out of the hole, listen to the drill, and feel what it's telling you through the handle. That knowledge is something you'll use every time you pick up a drill. Thanks for watching Shop Proven, and I'll see you in the next video.